Hey everybody, I'm enjoying my vacation today. Um, Today is hump day for my vacation. It's half over, and it's hot. It's going to be a scorcher outside. It has been already, and they said that we set a record for the month of June. It's been the hottest June that we've ever had. And it looks like July might set a record too. It was supposed to be 92 yesterday, but it got up to 97. It's supposed to be 99 today, so that means it'll probably get in the triple digits. And it's a quarter after 10 right now, and it's already 86 degrees. So that's why I had some stuff to do today, and I already went out and got everything done that I had to do. And the only way I'm leaving my house again today is if it's on fire. And the heat might do that. Anyway, uh, according to the news, now stamps have gone up again at the post office. And how many times does that make just this year alone? I say within the next, I want to say 5 years, but I'm going to give it a little bit more than that. Maybe 6 or 7 years. I say within the next 6 or 7 years, the post office will be gone. That we won't need a postal service anymore. They might have just a little bitty postal service, maybe, if that much. But the people who don't have home computers and stuff, a lot of people, of course, you got the internet on your phone, but you can set up everything on your phone and pay your bills and do things that way. And people who don't have any of that will just have to go to the library. But stamps have gone up so many times. I can't remember the last time I used a stamp, but I know the last time I went and bought a book of stamps, I went ahead and bought a book, even though I don't use them. Might be sporadically, I might have to mail something. But I bought a whole book of the Forever stamps. And what had happened was I had gone to the post office over here near the house where I live at, and they had took their stamp machine out. And I went over there on a Sunday. They had took their stamp machine out, so I couldn't just go in and buy any stamps. So I thought, well, I can't buy any stamps. The little convenience store down from the house, I stopped in there. They have a stamp machine, but they were out. And so then the next day I went to the post office at the mall, and they had took their little stamp machine out. So you have to go stand in line if you want a stamp. So I said the post office is on its way out. You can buy stamps online. You can do all your bill paying and everything online. You could shop online. You can do everything online. So, really, who needs the post office? And I wonder how that's going to work for magazines. People who get magazines and such is basically really the only thing that's really being delivered. I remember, too, when stamps were 8 cents. I remember when stamps were 8 cents, and now they're 46 cents. But I remember when stamps were 8 cents. I remember when we had penny candy, where candy was actually a penny. And now it's what, 8 cent, 10 cent, maybe more than that now. But I remember as a little girl, we used to go down to the store, and they used to have all the penny candy behind the counter at the store in these little containers. And you tell them, I want some of those. I want some bubble gum. I want some Tootsie Rolls. I want some Mary Janes. Remember Mary Janes? And not that Mary Jane, the candy Mary Jane. Hadn't seen any of that in a long, long time. Used to love those little Mary Janes. And, but like I said, I hadn't seen any of those in a long time. I think the last time I saw those, I saw them at Rose's. And I had bought some. But, I remember I'm sitting here looking at my notes. I took me some notes, wrote them down about things that we used to have, and remembering things that used to be. I remember the record players, and sometimes the record would skip. Or did any of you out there have a record player to where if you had this one certain record that would skip, and you would either put a dime or a penny on the arm, on the needle, to hold it down as it played? And then I remember when tapes come out. And then I bought me a tape recorder, and some blank tapes, and then I recorded my records so I could play them on tape. And then you had the 8-track tapes, then the cassette tapes, and then that all went to CDs. Now they don't sell the tapes anymore, and God, they ain't sold 8-tracks in a long time. We used to have this place out here called the Antique Mall, and I used to love to go to that Antique Mall because it was just right up the street from the house, and they had a thing of 8-track tapes and stuff set up. Anything that you want to see from the past, they had it at that Antique Mall. And it was a huge place. It was in the old Kmart building. And I used to go there and just walk and walk and walk. And they had everything set up like little rooms. You know, if they had a certain kitchen set from a certain era, they had it set up in a little booth by itself, just like you were walking in that room. And it was a lot of fun. I loved going to that Antique Mall. And anyway, then they used to have the Betamax. I had a Beta, and then the Beta went to VCR, and then to DVD, and then to Blu-ray, and now you have your DVR, where you don't even need anything to record on. Well, what about in school? Remember how you used to have to carry all your textbooks and stuff, or textbooks, notebooks, and now all you got to do is carry a netbook. So you don't even have to study anymore. Your computer basically does your homework for you. It does the homework, it does all the math, the spell. It's even got a spell check. You don't have to learn how to spell. And so I bet you in a few years that, you know how they used to teach you how to do cursive writing in school? They'll probably drop that too. They'll probably take that out. Nobody uses that anymore. Who's going to sit down and write anything? Nobody's going to write anything. You're either going to do it in email, or you're just not going to do it. I can't hardly recognize my name when I write it anymore because it's been so long since I wrote anything. I can't imagine sitting down and writing somebody a letter. If it can't be typed, it don't get done. And as far as schools doing all that, I guess that's just changing with the times. You know, sometimes it don't seem right because kids really don't have to use their brain the way that we had to. But in this day and time, I guess they really don't need to. You know, everything, as far as the workforce and everything, is going to be computerized. And eating habits. I saw something interesting on the news. Well, no, I didn't see it on the news. I heard it on the radio this morning. They was talking about obesity, that the county here in Greensboro was going to put in $15,000 and some odd dollars for some kind of program to teach people about obesity in children. Well, everybody knows about obesity in children. It's not going to do any good. The county needs to save that money, because they were talking about the county was going to do that, yet they were reading from the school menus on what the schools were feeding the children. It's all fried and fatty food. And they was talking on the news about McNuggets from McDonald's, and they talked about ingredients and stuff, and they said that one of the ingredients in the McDonald's McNuggets is the same ingredient that they have in silly putty. That's messed up. But people think that it's kids going out to eat fast food and eat that's causing them to be obese. And that's got something to do with it, I guess, but there's genes. You know, you see some skinny kids, some fat kids. It's always been that way. However, my biggest thing is like this. It's not that they sit and eat too much. It's that they don't do anything else. When we were young, we played jump rope, freeze tag. You know, you go outside and you play. And kids, all they do is sit in front of the computer or sit and play video games. And that's it. That's all they got to do. And then half the time, now you can't let them outside. They might get snatched right up out of the front yard. So you're afraid to let your kids go outside. So maybe you ought to get them a Wii. At least they can do some exercise in front of their computer and their TV. Anyway, that's about all I got to talk about now. I was going to talk about some comments that I've been getting on my videos, but I think I'll save that for the next time because I got some doozies on there that's pretty good that I got to share with you guys. And anyway, for now, until next time, bye-bye.